So then we know he heard about some things and he saw some things. So therefore now Nicodemus' attraction, his interest has become an attraction. So what he's asking is, what must I do to be saved? And so now he want to know how he can get in on the good stuff. See, sometimes, you just want to stand on the sidelines, but sometimes the sideline view is just not good enough. Yeah. You ever been to a game where you was on the sideline and you just didn't, the sideline view wasn't good enough. The people who are on the sideline, sometimes they in a dangerous spot. Especially at a football game, basketball game, they're in a dangerous spot. You know why I say that? Because for football, sometimes them guys run off the field, tackle them all on the field, knock the people down that's on the sideline. And for basketball, sometimes the ball get away. They may be hitting at the ball, slap you in the face. Yeah. So sometimes you can be in a bad spot for the sideline. But anyway, getting back to the text, and so when we talking about having an interest in Jesus, the Pharisees was interested in Jesus, but their motives were not pure. It wasn't like they wanted to follow him. It wasn't like they wanted to get in on the salvation that Jesus was offering, but they were curious because when Jesus talked to them, he challenged them. He challenged them because he had to look at their way of thinking. They had to take a look at how they were thinking and what their belief systems was based on. Not saying that the law was bad, but what Jesus said, remember he said this, he said, I didn't come to condemn the law. He said, but I come to fulfill the law through him that we might be saved. So he ain't come to condemn it. He came to fulfill the law. Yeah. And so nonetheless, they was trying to protect the law. And Jesus challenged them to think about another way, right? So they were interested. They was gathering information. Because when they gathered all the information, we know what they were going to do. They were going to present their case, and they wanted him done away with because Jesus was a threat to them. All right? All right, so now we talk about, let's just briefly, we ain't going to do a full-blown sermon on you. Just a little sermonette to just give you some education background. We're talking about Holy Week. We talked about Jesus coming in. It's Palm Sunday. What they did was they laid the palms on the ground. And as Jesus came in on the donkey, because you know the story how they got the donkey, the coat, Jesus told them where to go, so you'll see a coat to tell the man that, the Father got need of them. And so he get the coat, and they come on with two little coats, and Jesus riding in on the coat. Now he riding the inside, well, we can just look at him riding in. And everybody putting the trees down because they don't want this new coat. This is a new coat. They don't want to touch the ground. They just, and then they hallelujah. They just praising God as Jesus is coming in. And so now that he's here, now Nicodemus had already asked a question before this. He wanted to know how he could be saved. And Jesus told him, and our readings as we've read, now, I done shared this with you. You done seen the things we've done. Now, you don't even get with the natural things. How can I tell you spiritual things and you going to understand? See, if you dealing in the flesh, there ain't no way you going to understand what the spiritual things are being said. You can't. Because see, in order to understand the spiritual things, you got to be spiritually minded. I was telling the kids this morning in Sunday school that we are in natural bodies. So we are human beings, but we're actually spiritual beings that are having human experience, right? And so in this